Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be on a Sunday night. Where tonight we're coming to you live and exclusive on Top Split TV for round 3 of season 27, Sunday Night Lights. Circuit of the Americas this week. It's been dead here all week, but once again, the community has rallied around us here at Sunday Night Lights, and we have a 5,160 odd strength of field of the best who've shown up to race for us again here tonight. I'm Alex McKellar, and the doctor's in the house, the good doctor himself, Dr. Alex John. He's with us. AJ, welcome back to the booth. Corey's on leave this week for stuff and things, but it's great to have the old team back together, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Alex. Looking forward to this one. Yeah, I have to say, like this is an unpopular track, but and I'd agree with the community, the majority. It wasn't on my favorite list, but I've raced it a little bit in the Aussie Car Skip Barber series, and I'm having to say I'm starting to fall in love with it. Lots of options, lots of really open corners. So it's going to produce some good racing, I think.
Absolutely. I tell you what's not going to produce good stuff is overlays of Chuck to Paddy, and they're just, I don't know, they're a bit out of whack. Hopefully we'll get all right anyway. We've got Nagai's son on track. Let's take a look at our drivers here tonight. I think the racing should be interesting based on my own experience. Nagai's son doing a bit more tyre warming than I thought he'd be able to sneak in here, actually. He's been lightning fast here all week, as usual. Uh, he is car number 1. Car number 2, Adam Miles, the community rep for the Skip Barbers now, as voted by the community. He's car number 2, Takumi Yamato for Nagai Racing School. Sakura Papa, he is here and looking to put on a great show. Of course, the Italian Giuseppe Tallini. He is car number 4 here tonight. Hikaru Sasaki, another Japanese driver. We're taking us by storm, the Japanese drivers. There's 6 of them in the field of 15 here tonight. Sasaki is no slouch. Just behind him, George Maddock from UK&I. He is car number 6. Ahead of the second Italian in the field, Laura Samadia, a regular here on a Sunday night, of course. Chris Herrera, not so regular, but does it in style, running on empty racing. He's here for, I can't imagine what time it is in the morning. I'm going to say, I don't know, daylight savings just kicked in, AJ, so it might be about 4 o'clock in the morning there. But anyway, he's the lone US driver who's managed to be bright-eyed or maybe bleary-eyed and join us here. Car number 9, the great Vasco Sorowski for Team Clowns with his 12 spotters in tow. It's great to see Vasco in there. He is car number 9. He's the last of the 5K I-raters and he's number 9. Get that into you, folks. And car number 10, Kevin Budgeon, becoming a bit of a regular here for Nippy Racing, AJ. Great to see Kevin back out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Another UK and I stalwart, Martin Booker, coming in number 11. We've got Hiroyuki Shota in number 12. Steph Herman, our only German driver. In fact, it's pretty light on for that mainland Europe contingent, Alex, but he's bringing up car number 13. We'll see if that's lucky for him as the race goes on. Car 14, Hiroshi Yuda, bringing up the second last car for Japan, and Shinichi Otsu rounding out 15 drivers here. So three splits at 15. We've just sort of skimmed the cream off the top, given us the 5100. A nice, cool track here. Very long circuit, this one. So it's full course. That means that they really got to put their foot down and get those quali laps in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I say I was pretty surprised to see the man on screen, the guy son, chucking in a bit of warm up in towards the final sector, because I reckon he got about 10, maybe 15 seconds worth of tyre warming before you run out of time over the 2 laps, because it's close to 2.5 minutes, which is about the magic mark where you start getting worried about getting 3 laps in. It's a little bit under that, as you'll see as Nagai coming around. We'll just watch his first lap, because this man is a master of quali. Yamato has just chucked in a 27.9. I had the pleasure of racing with both Yamato and Nagai last night in the Japanese community soft race as Sasaki chucks down a 27.3. Nagai chucks down a 27.1, AJ. He will
They're
dead set get into the 26s.
Yeah, absolutely. They're both good times too. Sasaki very close. That's not far off Nagai at all.
No, Sasaki is fast. Do not let. I mean, it's car number 5 in a 5100 strength of field. But seriously, Sasaki is absolutely one to watch in the warm-up race. He really put it to his Japanese compatriot in Nagai. The final sector was amazing, poking the nose everywhere, really put all sorts of pressure over Nagai. And actually, he was racing. Swarovski was in there as well in the middle stage of the race in particular, and Sasaki raced him hard and raced him out of it, relegating the ANZ driver down to P3 in the end. But yeah, watch out for Nagai and Sasaki. They will look to dominate this race. Speaking of Swarovski, car number 9, his first lap as a 28.6, only enough to put him in P8. 1.4 seconds off the pace. Now, Swarovski is no slouch, but 1.4 seconds, AJ, on the one lap in quali. That's incredible.
Yeah. What do you reckon the cutoff's going to be for a competitive race time? Like, are we talking the half second, or are you fine with full 1.2 second draft here?
No, not a chance. The way the skips run these days, the draft half a second is about all you want. So, for example, I was half a second off Nagai last night and felt like I was almost out of it. But the draft, you can stick in it, but it's really tough. It is really tough. Any more than that, and you will absolutely struggle. And if you lose a sniff of the front guys in a field like this, that's all she wrote. They're just going to drive away.
Yeah, and pressure's on for some of these guys. Like being a second or more off, it's pressure on for their second lap, because here especially, you got all that runoff, so easy to pick up a 1x around here.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's big names at the back of this field who 1x their first lap. Miles, Herrera, Booker has just dropped his second lap.
Yeah,
He's
I'm going to
only
say Sasaki might not improve either, because I just saw him not take turn 19 all that nicely.
Yeah, Yamato has though. He's jumped up. What's Nagai got for us? A 26.8. He is 4.5 tenths ahead of the field, and there's only a couple of runners left. Miles has just crossed the line. What's he done for us? Jumps up to P2. Get that, India. But he's still 4 tenths off. Amazing. All right, and that's how close it was. He only just got across the line, and that was it. So let's run through our grid here tonight. For round 3 of season 27 of Sunday Night Lights from the Circuit of the Americas, Naoya Nagai with a 26.8. That's outstanding, and some 4 tenths ahead of the next fastest, Adam Miles, joining him on the front row. So it's Japan 1, UK and I 2. Starting on the second row will be 2 more Japanese drivers. Takumi Yamato from Nagai Racing School ahead of Hikaru Sasaki, who himself was struggling to be less than 6 tenths behind the pole sitter out of P4. Leading ANZ driver here tonight, in fact, lone ANZ driver, Vasco Swarovski starts from 5th. Chris Herrera for running on empty racing out of 6th. Out of 7th tonight, the leading the second UK and I driver, George Maddock. Martin Booker for Fungus Turret Racing out of 8th. Out of 9th tonight, Hiroyuki Shorter for Nagai Racing School. Out of 10th for Nippy Racing will be Kevin Budgeon. Giuseppe Tellini, the first of the 2 Italians for Wave Italy Racing out of 11th. Starting 12th tonight will be his compatriot Loris Amadio. As we go over the page, 13th tonight, Hiroshi Ueda, the Japanese driver, starting 13th. His last compatriot, Shinichi Otsu, out of 14th. And starting last without setting a time is Steph Herman. So not likely to get much of a look in there, I wouldn't have thought. I think, are we going close? Let's grab, how's that for a shot? The rear of the field there, waiting for the lights to come on. We've got about 20 seconds. No, they're all ready to go. The lights are there. They're starting to rev. And the lights have gone green, and we are away, folks, on the first of 10 laps here tonight at the Circuit of Americas. AJ, straight away up the inside. Adam Miles goes to show the nose side. He's putting all sorts of pressure, but that's almost a right-angle corner or greater once you do that, AJ, as the stream of skips flows in behind. 2 and 3 wide into the S's. That is not going to work, surely, in the midfield. They're trying to get... it looks like it's 4 wide. They're 3 now. They're kind of getting it to work. Booker at the front of that field. The 4 car of Tellini behind him. But they've got it sorted in the end, AJ. I can't believe they managed to get that done.
Yeah, it's really tricky at the start. You could see the front of the field. They all jumped straight over to the left, wanting to, you know, put their position there, really assert their position into turn 1. Because here, you know, you start going side by side through those twisty corners. It's so easy to lose time to the guys ahead. You've got to really commit to your line around here.
Yeah, absolutely. As behind there is some big commitment going on. Swarovski's up 1 position. He got the move done on Sasaki there by the looks. Now, though, he's got his work cut out for him to stay ahead up the big back straight. Speaking of staying ahead, Miles now looking to put the pressure over Nagai. 2 by 2 they go. Nagai will likely give that up, but will they go 3 wide behind? Potentially, as they come into the braking zone. No, yep. They've got it sorted once again. These guys playing very smart here. You can see that the whole field down to P11, they're all within draft. The first gap then is Herman, who, we've lost one out the back. Budgeon's gone, I think. Now, you'll have to excuse, folks. We've got a bit of a problem with the overlay, so it'll just cut us off at the middle, but let's see what happened to Budgeon. He side by side then, he's coming into the twisty section there, and he's just turn across the front there, the 4 car in Tellini. Well, I don't know, AJ, I don't know who I'd give that one to in the end, but that I'm sure the boys will work it out themselves, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's you know, one of the qualities of this track is that the corners are so wide, and they tend to widen up going into the apex. So it's so easy to put your car on the inside, and the guy on the outside just not expecting. And I'd say that is exactly what's happened there with Kevin and Morris.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it's easy to poke the nose up there and disrupt the guy in front. Showing it's one thing, actually sticking it in there is another. So, you know, tough one there. As up front, though, it's Miles leading out from the guy. You got Yamato, Swarovski up 1 position ahead of Sasaki. I expect Sasaki to put all sorts of pressure. As I said in the warm-up race, Sasaki got the better of Swarovski, but the only guy in front of him was Nagai. Now Swarovski's got Nagai, Miles and Yamato to spar with, and Sasaki's got to keep his eye on Matic and Herrera. Matic, all sorts of pressure over the back of him now, and Herrera indeed likes to put the pressure on the folks around him and make a move where he can. Meanwhile, Swarovski now putting all sorts of pressure over the back of Yamato. What he's got to be careful of here, though, is it's what sort of gap is it there? It's about half a second, 6/10 from P3 to P2, and the front 2 of Miles and Nagai really a real danger of skipping away with this one.
Yeah, and I was just watching Herrera there through the S's, Alex, and he had a big slide coming through turn, I think it was 6 or 7, and so he's just off the pack. I think we might end up with a pack of 6. It's just going to depend on how much the pack checks up ahead, whether he's able to make up any time in these slow sections.
Yeah,
the pressure's on.
Yeah, Booker's made a bit of a mistake, and that's cost him the back of Shorter. The pack in front now starting to split up. What have you spotted, mate?
Oh, we just got Matic making a nice move on Starkey. So Matic's up 1 spot, and I have to say it was a really nice, decisive move.
Yeah, let's go back and pick it again. Apologies for the overlay. Oh, I think he might have just given him a little tap in the rear, almost, or was it just Sasaki closing up on the rear of Swarovski that left the door open then for Matic? And Matic is an aggressive racer. He will look to put pressure and move forward in this front pack. Already up 2 spots, but that gap that was there is no longer there at the front, and we've got Nagai from Miles and Yamato. Swarovski, this front pack separated, let me just check, the front pack of 6 separated by 1.2 seconds, and Herrera I think might have been, yeah, he's got on the back, so that mistake has not cost him too much, and even still Shorter looming on the back as well, so it could be a pack of 7 still. And who's gone wide there in the middle?
That was Sasaki. Let's just have a look there. I'm not sure what has actually gone on there. He's just pulled off and let Herrera through.
Yeah, I'm trying to spot. I don't see any big off tracks that would have picked him up a slowdown or anything. That's surprising. That's one that I thought would be right in there in the running for the win. Out of it, I'd suggest to you. He will struggle to make those positions back. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a bit messy out the back. Yeah, Booker's gone. Let's go check out what happened there.
Yeah, day's getting worse and worse.
Oh, yeah.
Sasaki.
Oh, that's not going to be pretty. Oh, that's terrible. Booker blew the front of his car out on the killer curbing here, the apex curbings, the yellow ones, and then just drove it straight back on the racing line. That's one that he won't get any thanks for, and likely probably look back on and won't be pleased with it himself either. Side by side now into the braking zone at 12. Oh, and up the inside. Swarovski having a look on Yamato, but Yamato will have the inside running into 13 now. But he seeds the corner. And Booker now getting Matic, I should say, getting all over the side of Yamato as well. He'll get up the inside here, the next left-hander. Yamato getting shuffled back. Herrera looking to take advantage. Oh, Yamato comes across on him. Whether or not he realised he was there. They look to have got away with that one, AJ. No bent wings or anything. Fantastic action again. We saw it last week. Everyone shies away from the Great Barber Motorsports Park and they don't think there's any good racing, but these boys are putting on a great show again.
Yeah, and that's the nature of having a pack running so close together. You get that check up, and then that just brings in opportunity. And yeah, with packs like this, I always say the best form of defense is attack. Because if you sit still for a moment, you can guarantee the guy behind you is gonna be making a move. So for me in this pack, if I'm anywhere in third, fourth, fifth, I'd be absolutely trying to make a move and get my car forward.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I agree. I mean, if you're in the midst of this ongoing conversation in the front pack, if you're a threat to move forward, you're not getting threatened from behind. The only thing you run the risk of if you're in the midfield in that sandwich there is that the potentially if the front couple are running clean and tidy that they might break away, but that doesn't seem to be the case here tonight. The shuffling of the decks through this front pack down to what is it, P7, Hiroyuki Shorter there in P7 just hanging off the back there. Meaning that the action throughout, including the front two, is keeping these guys stuck together. Now, if they can keep it clean, we're going to see that style of action for the remaining sort of 5.5 laps that we got to go.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And we're going to have another go here as, the big check up there. And that's Herrera. He's lost a place to the incoming Shorter. And we'll have to see if these guys are going to play nicely, but they are at risk of losing this front pack of 5. Looks like at the moment they're just all content to sit, but the guy, there he goes, he makes the move. So these two at the front, they're playing really smart, and that's the attack to defend. By the front two being able to just swap positions, it sort of denies the guys behind. Well, as we see, Swarovski, just proved me wrong, trying to put his car on the inside of Miles. There you go. You see those front two playing nicely together is keeping them at the front.
Well, see, I think that Swarovski was doing exactly what you were talking about. I think he was attacking Miles just to make sure that he was defending from Matic behind him at the same time. And I think you hit the nail on the head, mate, there. He was attacking to defend, and he's moved up into third place. And really now he's got the opportunity to put the pressure on these front two. Yes, they are racing smart, but they are racing, and they've got to, because if Miles just sits there, the draft will pull Swarovski or Matic or whoever it is and put him right into the position to go up the inside into turn 12 at the end of that big back straight. Beautiful turn in from Swarovski there. Gets the drive right, but Matic even better. Matic will dead set have a look. Swarovski, are you going to cover it, mate? Are you going to cover it? Surely he's going to cover it. Move left, my friend. Move left. No. Matic doesn't even have a look. Is in fact Miles going ahead, having a look up the inside and changing places with Nagai as they go through turn 1 nice and cleanly. I'm stunned that Matic didn't have a look there into turn 1.
Yeah, this is the little game of chess that's starting to come out now. So really surprising. Matic, he had the run absolutely on Swarovski there, but you could just see those two. I don't know what it was. Like Swarovski wasn't saying, "Hey, stay behind me," but Matic just choosing to stay behind, and you can see they're right up on the tail of the guy now. But again, it was the Miles and the guy swapped for P1 and 2 that's just keeping them ahead, keeping them or keeping the guys behind at bay. But we're back onto what we've got a pack of 6 again. Herrera's caught the back of the pack.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just trying. Where's a good angle there? Let's. What about the gearbox? We'll hop on the gearbox of Adam Miles into the braking zone at 11. This is what it looks like when you got an angry pack behind you as the leader coming down the big back straight. This should be interesting. What's Nagai got for him now? He's going to come and have a look. Who else is coming? They're all lining up. Look, there goes one. What's Swarovski going to do? Is he going to have a look as well? No, he's backed off, I reckon, Swarovski. As we come back to the leaders now, and the guy, is he going to get attacked from behind Swarovski? No, it is only really Yamato kind of showing the nose. Oh, that's about as orderly as you'd ever like to see it. In a pack like this, vying for the lead. You got to remember, it's a long lap here. There's really only a couple of solid passing opportunities. One at turn 12 at the end of the back straight, one at turn 1. Other than that, you're really trying to manufacture something artificial. If I'm sitting there in P5 or 6 and I've only got 5 laps to go when I cross the line this time round, I've got to move forward. I've got to start making stuff happen, AJ.
Yep, that's right. So Matic sitting there, so going through his mind right now, he's going right. I think I'm fast enough. I've got another 5 laps to go. I can still pick one of these guys off lap after lap. So he's content to just sit at the moment. Swarovski, I'd probably be putting my car up there. He's got nothing to really lose. I'd much rather be in second place, make my life a little bit easier, than sit in third and sort of risk Matic. You never know where Matic's going to go.
Yeah, there's the move. The real quick move to the inside from Miles. Nagai cedes the position. Like I said, there's 2 main passing opportunities. One at turn 1, one at turn 12. And Miles says he wants the one at turn 1 this time round. Swarovski kind of half showing. Matic showing some interest. Don't do it, boys. Don't do it through these awkward, snaking S's. They are tremendously risky. I think, what do you reckon? Do you reckon in the last lap or so we see some 2x2 through the S's?
Oh, I reckon it's definitely an opportunity, but what I'm looking at right now, and I don't know how accurate my JRT is, but I got an incident counter and I'm starting to see guys hit double digits for incidents. So that's another consideration because Miles on that turn 1 overtake there, he only just kept his wheel on the exit curbing. So potentially a 1x there, and you're going to start seeing these guys picking up more 1x's, but they've got to be careful.
Yeah, 100%. Well, it is a track that's notorious for picking up incident points, and at some point, dare I say it, and I hope we don't see someone, as we do see someone go for the move, and the guy Swarovski now looking to follow him. What's he got for Miles on the outside? He's looking to follow Nagai. He's side by side in the braking zone. Pulls in quite narrow there. Oh, they're going to make contact? No. It does give Miles the inside for next run. Surprised to see Booker make it 3 wide. Oh, Maddox, sorry, I keep miscalling his compatriot is out and in the chat now. Oh, and Swarovski now forced to defend after making the attack. And it is Maddox trying to go around the outside. Alex, get your camera work right. But nothing for him now. Herrera up the inside of Yamato through the triple right-handers to come through the final sector. These boys throwing everything all the way through this pack. And still, Yamato hanging on through the penultimate corner. He'll have the inside run. Oh, that's very, very tight from the 2 drivers there. They're coming into the final corner. Herrera backs out. And they go line astern, but Herrera will be, no doubt, he's going to go straight back on the attack, is he? Yes, he is into turn 1. What'll that do for their chances overall? Yes, they've got to move forward, but yes, they've got to let the guys in front get away too.
Yeah, and just look what that's done. We see Herrera, he absolutely launches it up into turn 1, loses the rear end a little bit, and costs drive. And look at that. I'm just going to have a look over to my timing here.
Oh, Yamato up the inside of turn 2.
They're out to 1.2 seconds now, so I'd say that is game over for those guys potentially, unless there's a big check up ahead.
Oh, and they were side by side through the first right-hander of the S's there, and they've got it sorted now, but absolutely, that's the risk you run. 1.5 seconds off the front, we're now down to a race in 4. We got Nagai on front of Miles, Swarovski and Maddock, they'll be cheering at that. It's just under 1.5 seconds now, back to Chris Herrera. If these guys with 3.5 laps to go, if they hold station, dare I say, or just tuck in behind the great 1 lap pace of Naoya Nagai, who knows where they could be by the end of it. They could be 3 seconds in front in 3 laps. You never know, AJ. But look,
Yeah.
you got to take the risk. But what's the reward look like at the end of the day?
Yeah, well, I tell you what, if you get a boring moment, just go back and have a look at Trotter's run through turn 10 there. How that's not a slowdown, he was right up against the Armco, unless there's some weird netcode thing going on at my end.
3 wide. The boys aren't settling. They're going 3 wide. Swarovski on the tightest of angles through 2x2 behind him. You got Miles and Nagai looking to get it done. Swarovski, does he cover the inside this time? Yes, he does. Smart play, sir. Well played. Now, but he's got Miles looking up the inside of the next corner, has he? Has he got the coverage? Yes, he does. Miles will be looking to take the lead through the tight left-hander here. Swarovski looking to get the drive out on the inside for the triple right-handers, and he's gone. And he's like he was. Nagai shows the nose up the inside. Does he force Miles wide? Yes, he does. What will that do for him, though? Back to line of stern Maddock. All the while watching on, licking his lips. Swarovski does the double, third to first, through the tight, twisty, closing sector of this lap. Well played, sir. But as he sort of shown his hand too early, AJ, there's still 3 laps to go as they cross the line.
Yeah, well, what does Nagai think now? He's sitting in third, and he's just seeing third place go from third to first in one corner. He'd be sitting pretty, and he's got the speed to just hang on the back of these guys, but he has got Matic nearly right in his gearbox at the last corner as well, so he's got that to think about as well.
Yeah, and Miles just gets the move done on Swarovski into turn 1. Matic now. Oh, look, and it's brought Yamato and that right back into it. So we're back to a racing pack of 6. All that action, as spectacular as it was, has just brought more drivers back into it, including Shorter. Now, he's only half a second off the back. He'd be cheering as well. So, now what we're left with is 3 laps, or 2.5 now as we get towards the middle stages of lap 8. We've got a racing pack of 7 cars still. Sasaki's gone, much to the detriment of the front pack, I think. 6 seconds behind, but leading the race now, we've got Adam Miles. I think he's done everything but win one of these, AJ, if my memory serves. But he's making everything he can, or doing everything he can, I should say, to make this his maiden victory.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, he's doing everything right. He hasn't really done anything wrong yet, has he? He's just doing nice assertive moves. He's working with whoever's at him, with him at the front. And we see Swarovski, he's going to go through. Now I'm interested to see what's the guy going to do. He's still 3 laps to go. And he backs out, so he's just trying to play a little bit smart. Matic going to try and put a move around the outside of Nagai here, as we've got 2x2 behind as well.
Yeah, and Herrera says, "Oh, give me some more of that. I want some more. I know we're just back on, but Takumi, Yamato, let me race with you once again. See if we can't have a bit more fun." And both of them itching to get at that front 4, but the front 4, oh, they're doing it themselves. Well done. Swarovski manages to survive that. And come out in front again. This is where you want to be in front at the last stages of the lap. On the last lap, is this the dress rehearsal that the ANZ driver's been looking for? He's never won. I can't remember him winning an SNL race either. So you got a couple of debutants in terms of seeking victories in Swarovski and Miles, both of them at the front of this field. And look at where the guy is. The guy's got, 4 or 5 tenths on this field, and he's sitting back in 4th, AJ, probably scratching his head thinking, I've got 2 laps to go and 2 laps to get back near the front.
Yeah, well, Matic made a great move there around the outside at turn 12, and as we know, the guy will know all about that, Alex, from previous races.
Yeah.
But, this hard racing now, it doesn't really matter where you are. It's bringing everyone back into the race.
Absolutely. Oh, there's Neko there, but they've survived, I think. Yes, they have. Swarovski and Maddox. Swarovski ran very wide at turn 1. Doesn't look to be any damage there. Pure net code, but these guys are racing hard. The inside run through turn 2 is absolutely beneficial. It's a long corner. The guy on the outside's got a lot more track to cover. And whilst the outside of turn 1 is less appealing, it does give you the inside for turn 2. And you will typically come out in front of the guys halfway up the inside or around the outside at turn 2. So, but Miles cheering. Nagai, what's he got up his sleeve other than the raw pace to move forward? Adam Miles now, he's got, what's that, 3/10, 3.5 tenths. Oh, Swarovski, beautiful rotation, comes right out the table. What sort of drive has he got? How's that? He caught up at least a tenth and a half by the time the draft kicks in. Fantastic rotation at turn 11, AJ. Sets him up for a great run. He'll be past him by the halfway down this mammoth back straight.
Yeah, and the guy who we've been saying has got great pace, he's just dropped off the back of the pack through the S's, and he doesn't have a chance here now to try and assert position. It'll be interesting to see what sort of opportunity he gets now as we go through the complex section of Sector 3. As you see, he can sort of poke it up the inside of Matic, try and latch on the back of Miles. But no, you see he's still in 4th, so it's these guys are running out of laps now.
100%. Really nice strategic positioning of his car there for Swarovski. Opened the door for Matic to go right hard at Miles, forced them to go 2 by 2. And once again, the dress rehearsal for the white flag lap next time round sees Swarovski leading it. But it's not the most important one. He's led the last 2 or 3 as they come to cross the finish line. He's got one more to do. Dare to dream, AJ. Can an ANZ driver take out the big one on a Sunday night?
No, wouldn't we love that? As we see him start to weave, so now it's all on. Final lap. I don't know where you really want to be sitting. I think, it could be anyone in that top 3, but I have to say, unless the guy can pull off something really good in turn 1 here or get a good run out. Oh, as you see, contact the back, Matic just hitting the rear of Miles. Doesn't look like there's too much damage to either car, so yeah, I'm going to say this is a run of 2 cars now.
Herrera goes up the inside of Nagai through the first left-hand S. Nagai holds out strong, but Herrera's going to be coming at him hard. Oh, and Matic there gives a tighter line there to Miles. The 2 UK and I drivers jousting, no doubt, not for the first time in their careers. Look how close Matic is onto the tailpipe of Miles. Beautiful left-hand kink. Favourite corner on the track for mine. Swarovski this time, though, leading. Now, we saw how good he was through turn 11 here, which sets you up for the big back straight. You watch him, he'll go straight over to the left. Beautiful rotation once again, but Miles not quite the same kind of advantage that Swarovski had on exit final of that corner last lap, but he has all the drive now. What are they going to do? Way over to driver's left, of course, goes Swarovski. One pulls out. One
There's a car with
behind.
the left.
Oh,
he's gone right.
No, he's gone right. 3 wide they go. Maddox got the nose in front. Miles tight. Very tight angle there for Swarovski. He's going to be on the outside of the next corner. He's been shuffled. Oh, Maddox goes all the way around the outside. The guy comes through as well. Swarovski being shuffled back. He's got another one on the inside in Herrera. Oh, Miles being turned. Swarovski around the outside. Oh, Miles got turned by a guy. Oh, the nose cone sitting back on the middle, strewn on the middle of the track. Oh, Yamato makes the move up the inside, if you don't mind. Beautiful move, but he's got to defend from Herrera, but it's Matic who's got through all that. Matic looking to take away the win. Swarovski, after all that's come through. I thought he was going to get shuffled back to like 12th position or something, and then behind him, side by side still, as they've done the whole race, Herrera on Yamato, side by side into the final corner, but out of the final corner they come, and it is Matic. All sorts of sideways, takes it out from Swarovski. Herrera wins the battle of the dueling 3 and 8. Miles behind them and shorter, and the guy relegated out the back. I want to go and have a look. AJ, that was some kind of finish.
Yeah, and we thought it was going to be turn 12 that was going to bring the fireworks, but it happened to be turn 13 afterwards. And 3 cars into turn 12. That was impressive that they got through, but just the lack of speed that Swarovski had coming out of the turn 12. I can't believe that he's ended up pulling off a P2 in that race after that final lap.
Yeah, amazing. I'm just watching they come through that final sector. Let's see what happens here. Miles, yeah, we've seen this before. Comes across to the apex. And the guy, see, this is the thing. They shortcut up the inside. They're unsighted. So there's no way that Miles would have seen Nagai. Nagai's in the thick of the battle, and there would have been about a fraction of a second that the cars were overlapped, and that's all it took for the contact to be made. Really, it's a real thing there. It's a real thing at the next left-hander, a bit further down, where we see. I think it was Herrera. Have a look, or was it Yamato? Yeah, look here. Yamato comes up the inside. This is another spot where it can happen. You can dive up the inside here, and the same thing can happen. But yeah, absolutely racing incident there. An unfortunate one for our shared leaders there at different stages of the race. But yeah, look, fantastic. Look, that was another one for the books. Really enjoyed that one, AJ. And like we've had a pretty sketchy start to the season in terms of tracks. But mate, the racing here on a Sunday night's been just unbelievable.
Yeah, this track it really is underrated, isn't it? Like, there's so much that you can do here in terms of different lines, and we see that, basically three cars taking three different lines on the last lap there. But then, you got the consequences of when it doesn't quite come right. And I agree with you. I think it was just pure racing incident. But some great racing there. Great car control from Herrera to avoid that incident, slam the brakes and take a tight line and end up with a P3. And, great racing from Yamato as well through that final section. Both of them, driving absolutely perfect to pull off third and fourth.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. I really enjoyed it. I've had two of the best weeks in the commentary booth, actually. This and last week, just brilliant. Anyway, let's take a look. No, not the race, Alex. You want the results, mate. We saw the race stuff. Let's have a look at the results here for round 3 at Circuit of the Americas, season 27. Oh, it was Sunday Night Lights. George Maddock. Mate, he drove hard and fast and got there in the end. Congratulations to the UK&I driver. I can only imagine that had some intensity about it for him, and fantastic result in what was a fantastic race. For Maddock, second step on the dais, Team Clown's own Vasco Swarovski, who was absolutely in it up to his eyeballs, and then that absolute pivotal pinnacle moment of action there. I thought he was getting shuffled back into next week, but he's managed to keep his nose clean, get around all the action, all the melee going on, and hung on for P2. Fantastic drive from Swarovski. Chris Herrera rounds out the podium. Absolutely strong drive there for the running on empty racer. I'm hoping he feels that was well worth staying up late or getting up real early. His battle with Yamato, who finished second to him but down in fourth position overall, that was one for the ages as well. Told a real story of the racing within a race here tonight. Adam Miles then rounding out the top 5, was again in it up to his eyeballs. Just that unfortunate incident at the end there with Nagai, who would have, both of them I think would have been relatively unsighted as to the position given the awkward nature of that corner. 100% racing incident and bad luck though. Finishes in the top 5, so we'll come away with some points. Hiroyuki Shorter from Nagai Racing School similarly comes away with a great result. I think that is his best result. He was sort of out of it until he wasn't, and hung on there at the back of that front pack. In and out of it all night and finishing in 6th, just ahead of who his team is named after, the great Naoya Nagai, who after streeting the field in quali by 4+ tenths, that incident with Miles at the end, although he'd been shuffled back to that point, leaving the great Japanese driver in 7th. Steph Herman, after not setting a qualifying time, and I'm pretty sure I thought that Steph had run through the pits at one point, but certainly had an adventurous race off camera. Came through to finish 8th. potentially one to watch in the future. Giuseppe Tellini for Wave Italy Racing, finishing in ninth, ahead of Hikaru Sasaki, the Japanese driver, who is absolutely one to watch. If Sasaki keeps turning up on a Sunday night, expect Sasaki to be right up the front. Shinichi Otsu, the next Japanese driver in the field, has finished in 11th, just ahead of Hiroshi Ueda, the final Japanese driver and final SNL point scoring position. Nippy Racing's Kevin Budgeon had an unhappy night. He was down in 13th. Similarly for Loris Amadio, the second Italian driver, he's down in 14th. And Martin Booker for Fungus Turret Racing had one of what I think many people experienced here this week, clipping one of the yellow apex curbs through the opening sector and putting an unfortunate end to his night, and unfortunately impacted Sasaki as well. But folks, that was our results, AJ, and again, I'm still buzzing from the race itself.
Yeah, that's right. Adam Miles, I really feel for him. I feel like he did everything right, and he really deserved a podium out of that. But it was great to see, the likes of Herrera getting up there and Yamato after playing such a patient game. But really happy for Matic as well. I thought his race was really smart, sort of hanging back there in the fourth, fifth in the early stages of the race, but he just made really good decisions in the closing stages, and made the most of it when it mattered, and got the job done on that last very important last lap.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's speaking of Matic, am my thing's going to show? Come on. My overlays are just giving me so much grief here tonight. Anyway, let's talk to him. Let's bring him up, whether the overlays are working or not. One, he's muted. Hang on. That's me. I think just hit unmute, George, if you can, mate. It's a problem with when you join the server. I'll just make sure it doesn't happen again. Have you hit unmute, mate? Have you got us?
Here we go. Hello.
Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, mate, congratulations. That was a pretty epic race. I mean, what did you start in 7th position? Did you think you had a chance when the green flag dropped?
You know what? I sat there on the line. I knew there wasn't many people. As obviously we're missing, Christian and a few others. I think Sam as well. But I knew there was obviously Nagai and Adam were there, and I was thinking it's gonna take something for me to even get on the podium, because obviously you got your Martos fast, Adam, Nagai, obviously Vasco's there as well. Um, but it just all sort of fell into place on the last few laps. I know there was some carnage and had to avoid a few incidents, but yeah, that last lap was just perfect. And normally in our Monday night league in the UK Monday night league, Adam always takes the outside and survives. So I was like, this time I'm going to do exactly what Adam does: take the outside and avoid the carnage. And yeah, it paid off.
Yeah, mate, that outside line on turn 12 leads you to the inside at turn 13. It can be a race-winning formula, and certainly paid off for you tonight, mate. I said through the middle stages, or I think it might have been in the opening, expect to see yourself looking to push forward in this field, I think, and mate, push forward you did, and then that master stroke at the end, and oh, mate, it must have been a thrilling ride.
It really was. I was just saying to Vasco and Adam that it's only like 1 p.m. here, but Jesus, that me, Adam, and all the guys in the Europe must be sweating who are at the front there, because that was such an intense race. And I knew the net code would probably be quite prevalent, because obviously it was hosted far away from Europe. So I was wary of not getting too close to Vasco in the race, because I know we've got to give you guys, you ANZ guys, a bit more room than we normally would in the European guys. So yeah, apart from that, it was a good race. And the guy was unlucky. I think, I don't know how I got past him. I think I just got past him into the off camber left hand. I'm not quite sure. There was too much happening, but yeah, it was a fun race. I think that's my first SNL win, so I'll take that.
Beautiful. All right, mate. Well, congratulations on you and the other drivers in there making what is a remarkably unpopular track. I'm hoping that this kind of display brings people out to race it a bit more next time it's on the schedule, because this, folks, this is what it looks like when the right people get out there and have a crack. So congratulations, mate. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Just a shout out to you guys, really, for doing the broadcast every week. I'll be honest, I didn't know this was broadcast until maybe like 4 or 5 months ago. So we were just calling it the soft race when everyone jumped on. And then we found the Top Split channel, and yeah, shout out to you guys, and shout out to you, Alex, for your win the other night. I saw it just before this race actually on the guy, so that was a good race. And yeah, just shout out to the top guys in that race. That was really good, clean racing.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, George. Really appreciate it, mate. And thanks for coming out and helping to make the race what it is. And hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Catch you soon, guys. Ciao.
There you go. George Maddock, well spoken, and certainly race well tonight, AJ.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, he put the right moves at the right time, and I'm interested to hear what Vasco has to say, because I feel like, again, that those two were both racing very smartly. You saw them back in third and fourth, sort of in that mid race, and they had, as you say, that good language going between them.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, speaking of Mr. Sorowski, let's bring up the team clowns. Do I call him the captain of the clowns? I don't know, but he's here. Vasco, congratulations, mate. I hope that one feels good.
Evening, boys. Yeah. I don't know. Clown captain. Yeah, I don't know. No, head clown. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, that was fun. That was really fun. Till that last straight, and I was like, "How the hell am I going to stop this from happening?" And I just ran out of ideas. I had Greg in my ear saying, "Pull left to get rid of the side draft," and then the usual tell-offs, why you're watching your mirrors, why are you doing this, all that sort of stuff. But that was fun. And really, I was watching this bloke on YouTube, and he does these really good videos about, race strategy. I forgot all that stuff, right? I forgot everything he said. But no, it was good fun. It was good fun, Alex.
Yeah, mate. Look, I saw you lead the few running into the final, and I was wondering the only thing that changed was instead of being second, and geez, you got a good run that penultimate lap onto the back straight, and you were sort of past him by halfway down, and I thought the only difference here is he's leading. All the others he's been coming from second, and then this wave of skippies, and I just sort of swamped you there, and I thought, oh, he's done. I was gutted, and then it all sort of happened around you. You kept your head, mate, where others were not losing theirs, but certainly their race is coming unstuck, and it paid off for you, mate. But you got to be there to do that, And if you're not there, you're not getting that kind of result. So congratulations, mate. I hope you enjoyed it.
No, thanks, guys. Yeah, no, it was definitely interesting, and for once we could keep up. The draft helps you, but it also hurts you really hard. But we're coming into turn one, and I was doing a big debate: should we bother fighting it? Should we let it go? And all that sort of stuff. And I said, nah, I'll have a way to hold off. I think it was Adam at the time. I said, I'll hold him up, but I didn't realise that there was 5 other skippies gonna hack me all the way into that. But no, it was all good fun, and again, really thank you to you guys for putting it on, and I wouldn't be aiming for first place if it wasn't for you guys, because that's what's been driving me. So thank you very much for everything you do. Very much.
Thanks, mate. Really do appreciate it. And look, it's great to have you, the lone soldier flying the flag here tonight, mate. If we can help get you up there, and I was looking forward. I said to AJ partway through, I said, can we have our first ANZ winner? And I suppose Sam did it last season.
Sam nailed him.
Yeah. He got 3 last season. I shouldn't count out the cowboy, but first one this season, shall we say? Anyway. Listen, congratulations, mate. P2 after a few rough ones must feel great, and hopefully it's a sign of things to come, mate. But anyone like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Obviously, you guys, I'll say it again, and the boys, I have to say Greg, Martin, Doug and Justin for everything, and Greg for being in my ear and telling me off that whole race, which was what he had to do, I suppose, to keep me going. And obviously my lovely daughter Bethany gets the mention as well. So thanks, guys.
Beautiful. Thanks, Vasco, mate. See you next week.
See you guys. Thank you.
There you go, AJ, the great Vasco Sorowski. Couldn't meet a nicer bloke, and he's sticking it to those guys up the front there, which is even better.
Yeah, some hope for the ANZ contingent. Hopefully we can get a few more guys up in there, but it's just so hard to crack into this field, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to think. Car, what do we have? 15 here tonight, or 2 with a 4,300. Yeah, you need sort of 43, 4,400 to be guaranteed a spot these days. So, but having said that, we've got a couple missing, We're missing the Brett McBurney, missing the Cowboy, Sam Devanti, who took out 3 of these last season. Come on, boys, get back in there and get amongst it. But yeah, hopefully we'll see him soon. Now let's grab. Oh, I'm just trying to think. We usually go in finishing order. So who haven't I talked to? I've got Adam. Yeah, Adam's next. He's in the top 5. Let's grab Mr. Miles. Adam Miles, mate. That you were in it right up to the end, and then she all came unstuck, mate.
Yeah, 9 3/4 laps were brilliant, and the last quarter lap was one to forget. Yeah, it's a little bit of a lottery that straight. I came in thinking I didn't have any experience of being P3 going onto that straight. George said that's where he wanted to be. I actually thought I wanted to be P2, but maybe in retrospect I should have tried to drop back a bit. But yeah, pick the middle. Vasco, George, and I made it through, and then I just didn't see Nagai-san coming. It looked like a bit of a late move, but nothing malicious. Just a little bit of overlap was enough to turn me round, and that was my race.
Yeah, mate, I said at the time, I reckon you would have had overlap for only a fraction of a second, and that would have been all it was taken. I don't think he had any eyes for you. I think he had eyes for the person he was battling into the corner, and it was just that fraction of a second. So unfortunate, mate. You guys had put on an amazing race up in that front pack, and as I said to someone else, this is the kind of showcase of what racing, not only in the skippy category, can be like, but even at a track like this, which is so resoundingly unpopular amongst most drivers. This is the kind of show we can put on, and it's fantastic, and it's up to people like yourselves. The new community rep, I should say. Congratulations as well.
Thank you.
But coming out and doing it, firsthand, you're putting your money where your mouth is. Not only rep for the community, but out here putting on a great show. So congratulations, mate, and hopefully we'll see you back for many more in the weeks to come.
Yeah, still need to get my first SNL win, and George has beat me to it, so I can't let that stand.
Beautiful. All right, mate. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go tonight?
Just yourselves, as always, for doing the broadcast. Always watch it back afterwards. It's always great fun. And just the top guys up there, Vasco, George, Nagai-san. If they didn't turn up, it wouldn't be a race. So
yeah, absolutely, mate. Thank you for that. And thank you for the work you're doing for the community. It's very much appreciated. And we look forward to seeing you out again on track soon.
Yep. Thank you very much.
There you go, AJ. Adam Miles. He's stepping into the big shoes of the long-time community rep in the great Philippe Lebert, who's moved on to other things. Doing a great job on the forums that needs to get a bit better of a look. If you haven't already checked him out, Adam does a weekly wrap of the racing week here in the skips. And it's a fantastic read, full of interesting facts and figures and the kind of stuff that keeps those of us who, amongst the group who like numbers interested time and time again.
Yeah, and good job to Adam for taking that up as well, because that was a big job. It's a strong, at times vocal community. There's a lot of guys in there that've been doing it for a long time. So to chuck your hand up and take that on is testament to Adam.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm going to take a punt. We've got one person left here, and hang on, I've got to do the unmute thing again. I think this is Kevin. Kevin, can I just get you to unmute yourself? There we go. I think we've got you. Now, Kevin, the first thing I'm going to ask you, and I think this is Kevin, is how on earth do I pronounce his surname? Because I'm sure I've been butchering it for a while.
Oh, right, it's Budgin.
Oh, thank you. I had the D and the G around the other way, and for a long time I was calling you like Bugden. But then Corey pointed it out, and he said it's like Budgerigar. The D and the G's the other way around, right? So Kevin Budgin.
Yeah.
Welcome, Kevin. Tell me, mate, the race didn't go as you would have liked it, but hopefully there was some fun out there for you.
No, I haven't been on that much this week. Usually I sort of sweat it all week, but I've been busy this week. So I jumped in. I even got up early, not realising the time difference. Done 4 races this morning, thinking, is this soft race going to happen today or not? And then obviously it did at 12:15, but yeah, I didn't qualify that well. And then unfortunately, me and Tellini come together, lap 1, and that was me done basically after that.
Yeah, that's a shame, mate. But I know that it's not going to go that way. Can I tell you, I've been very pleased to see you join us a few times so far, and I've been watching off in the distance. I've seen you on a few streams and in a few races that I've watched generally, and I've been really impressed with the progress that you've made in the skips, and it's brought you right forward up in the field. And I look forward to seeing you battling out with some of these guys up the front and some of our SNL races going forward, mate. So thank you for joining us on the track and coming up and saying g'day. We really do appreciate it. But is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to while you're here?
But just you boys, really. You're making the Skippy community what it is. I think that's what keeps me coming back. Anyway.
Oh, beautiful. Thanks, mate. Really do appreciate it. And congratulations on, well, joining us here, finding us here. And I'm looking forward to seeing you right in amongst it in the weeks to come. So thanks for joining us, mate. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, good luck. Cheers.
I tell you, AJ, I have seen Kevin around the place, and he is genuinely one of the characters in the community. And I do look forward to hopefully getting him in here on a good night when he's had a good result and hearing that come shine through for the people at home.
Yeah, like you said, he was just unlucky there with Tellini. Surprising, he was really, apart from that incident we saw at the end, it was really the only incident where we had that, car on the inside and the car on the outside, just not not seeing one another. Otherwise, really clean racing tonight on a whole.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was honestly just two cars tripping over each other more than anything else. Yeah, look, I think the racing here tonight was fantastic once again. We've had 2 weeks in a row where it's just been stellar. And that comes down to, and full testament to the drivers out there, the skill, the pace here was great, and the racing as a result was fantastic to watch. And I've really enjoyed calling it too. So, but every good thing, all good things come to an end, as they say, and that might about do us here tonight. AJ, anything you'd like to let the folks at home know about where they might find you, what you've been up to in the coming week?
Yeah, look, we'll probably be on for another podcast with the Locked On iRacing boys, and after that, I think we must be back for no week off from the Porsches. So I actually get to have a bit of a break. I might have to break out the Skippy for a run, Alex.
Nice, mate. I look forward to that, and maybe even we can get some time on stream or something together. I might even see if I can chuck another race up. But folks, in the meantime, as I try and find the right button, everything, the top split is on your screen at the moment. The Discord is where we do the broadcast from, where we do the post-race interviews, and also where you can find the latest news and views on what's going on in the community around SNL. All the results and everything, it's all up there. The top split on YouTube is where this and all the other 27 nearly, well, it's 26 and a bit seasons of SNL and MNL races are to be found. If you like this kind of action, there's plenty of it over there on the Top Split on YouTube. And of course, Top Split TV is where you will find us here on a Sunday night doing what we do and what we love for the community and by the community, is what we like to say here on a Sunday night. But for now, folks, and on behalf of the good doctor, Alex John, I'm Alex McKellar. And until next time, ciao for now.